What kind of dumb, stupid question is though? Before you say, I miss you, I know you're hurt. I know you're feeling bad because it's a year now since Adriana's been laid to rest, but no justice. What is your task? What do you say about that? Not asking she how she feel. What do you think she gonna say? She feeling nice? She feeling happy? Some of y'all must know a question for ask. Now let's go into this stuff we got to take. All right, guys, I got this a statement put out today by the mother. You know what I mean? Whereby it says, on the anniversary of the tragic death of 11-year-old Adriana Young, our mother is still crying out for justice. Our mother is still crying out for justice she believes her daughter deserve. Okay? Continue saying, reflecting on her daughter's death at the AA Hotel last year, Adriana's mother, Amicia Simon, said all she longs for now is justice. Adriana Young deserves justice. She deserves justice. The worst is already happened, but at this point, she deserves justice. Her parents deserve justice. Her siblings deserve justice. Simon told through source in an exclusive interview as observed Adriana's first death anniversary. Adriana went missing while visiting the AA Hotel with her grandmother and other relatives on April 23rd, 2025. A day later, on April 24th, her lifeless body was discovered floating in a hotel pool, a pool that was shown multiple times prior to the discovery. A post-mortem examination conducted on her remains on 3 international pathologists concludes that Adriana died by drowning. But Simon's maintaining that even if her daughter died by drowning, it was no accident. Adding that to the time her daughter went missing, she was not in the pool. That's what basically she said. I continue saying, earlier this month, the Guyana Police Force announced that the Director of Public Prosecution has advised that the inquest as an inquest conducted by the cause of a circumstance connected to the child's death. An inquest is a formal judicial inquiry conducted on the Coroner Act to determine the cause of and circumstances of suspicious unilateral violence or sudden death. Simon said, although the family has not been contacted by the state, she welcomes the announcement to look forward to a thorough and transparent process. I'm continuing by saying, while I have a little hope in it, because I am grateful for Dr. Todd, we have him, and I have a little hope in that. And I do hope that we get some sort of closure, that we get persons who were involved, people held accountable. You understand? People get held accountable for what they did, because it was not something like, oh, she just drowned. Even if she drowned, where did she drown? Who drowned her? Because, she wasn't there. She wasn't there. And then the police that came there, they didn't come to help for a missing child. Right? She said they came to protect the business going on while a child was missing, the grieving mother said. Right? It continues to say, the grieving mother said she deserved closure and justice for her daughter. Adriana aunt Amika Lewis said that the tragic passing of Adriana underscoring the needs for stronger law enforcement and legislation reform. And she ain't lying there. You understand? Reforms to safeguard children. Let me pause it there for a bit. You understand? And she's not lying. This is slackness, because they have a lot of children that the life lasts. I think was before Adriana, they had a youth man get struck by a stray bullet, whereby 2 individuals had a scene, and the individual that had the gun was running behind the next person and was firing wild shots and ended up hitting a child in his head. That was like few days before Adriana went missing, and even Adriana's body was definitely found. You understand? So it's crazy at this part, Asa. But let me just get for go down the line a little bit more with what they're saying, right? Secondly, we would like to see some form of reform as it results, as it relates to Guyana, to law enforcement in Guyana, and as it relates to Mrs. Children cases as being treated. There really need to be in legislation measures put in place where the police can understand where the child goes missing, and it's not something you take lightly. It is something that they act upon very swiftly, Lewis said. Adriana's death led to several weeks of protests across the country. 1 year after the tragic death, that gripped the nation, the unanswered questions remain. You understand? So basically, we soon to get that interview with Amico that they had, because you just heard that report was from a interview that they done with the parents. And basically what the parents is saying is that, you know what I mean, all know nobody hasn't been held accountable. And that's kind of strange, that's kind of messed up in a real life level, because somebody need to hold accountable for this girl death. We know for a fact that Adriana wasn't drowned in the pool. She wasn't drowned in the pool. We know that. Why none of the employees haven't been whole? Why the person that was a bodyguard wasn't being whole in there? You know, why Bola was whole and released? Why Wet Pants wasn't being whole? But he ended up putting out a statement whereby he asked for protection. Protection in case if persons try to break up Double D Hotel again. Now, this trash. We get into this here, sir, whereby the statement was made. Check, see? Let's get this here, sir, quick and fast. Let me gotta let you know what's going on, right? And basically, it was a letter that was issued to the commissioner today. It was sent to the Guyana Police Force on the 22nd of this month, because on the 24th, they would have, because of the 24th, this day that they had the march and the memorial and the all these things, the candle lighting for Adriana, he decided to bar off the place for them don't even get in access nearly to do what they had to do. Now, this is the post that was made, right? And it says here, so, right? I'm writing to formally request the police presence and security coverage on April 24th, 2026 at Double D Hotel, located at Tushin, East Bank, the Essequibo. Right? It continues saying, as your officers are aware that this date marks the 1 year anniversary of the discovery of Adriana Young at our facility. The public announcement, right? He said public announcement indicated that a commemorative walk is scheduled for the late afternoon 2024, proceeding from Perica to Tushin, followed by the memorial service in the immediate vicinity, right? Given the significance, public interest in the event transpiring in 2025, we are requesting security coverage to ensure the safety of our staff and any patrons on the premises, maintain order and prevent potential disruption to the flow of the Tushin public road, prevent any prevent any unauthorized entry to the property during the march. We are permitted to cooperate with the Guyana Police Force and respects all the community rights to the peaceful activities. We would appreciate your confirmation to the deployment of ranks for this period. Please contact me on 638-1627 should you require for the details for our operation hours or specific security measures. All right. So basically, that's what Bola end up sending to the commissioner because he think or he feel that with this march that they had tonight, it would have evolved into a chaos whereby they would have tried to burn down his building again. But less do he know, right, is that persons don't even have time with burning down his place because he judgment coming soon. He judgment coming very, very soon. You understand? Yeah, no lie. But anyway, yeah, I don't know the thing already. We definitely vibing. We definitely in the vibe. Big up to Adriana, right? Big up to Adriana family and Adriana. Definitely, like we said and we said it again. If you can get justice now, you're gonna get justice later. But whether you twist it or turn it, you will get justice. You understand? Big up to everybody that check in right now. Like we say, you know the thing already. So, you guys see the thumbnail, the title. You guys know what's going on. We're gonna head straight over to the CCJ hearing where they had with Mr. Mohamed. Now we got Mr. Mr. Thomas Anderson, declaring some stuff that went down with the hearing that occurred a few days ago with the CCJ. Definitely, all right? So let's head straight over to this, whereby we could get some more confirmation with what went down. Like we said, we're gonna speak about some more politics world. Right, the rough wrong is, but they don't know what's going on, guys. Big up everybody that definitely tuning in for the ones and trees. Please like up the live. All right. Let's head straight over to Mr. Thomas Anderson. Let's see what's going on with got to say.
Certain things don't seem to make sense when we are out here doing what we do. I think the situation in Guyana is the perfect situation to use as an example of how American foreign policy gets knocked sideways or is, how can I put it, or is manipulated to have our nation and our resources, our good people, our military, our State Department, to have them doing things that are not only against our best interest in the United States, but against the best interests of the people and nations that we are involved in. And so Guyana is a good example. And it's something that I've been, people have been a little upset lately because I've been posting a lot on Guyana. And they think that I don't know what I'm talking about, that I'm just coming around for attention. But for those of you who are new, for those of you who have already been following me, you know I have been doing this now for 15 years. To jail for taking bribes from PPP individuals from Guyana. So I'm not new to this. I've been at this for a very long time. I've been reporting on the Mohammeds. For those of you who do not know, Azruddin and Shell Mohammed, father and son, they were Guyana's biggest bankers. They had the biggest cambio. They were also the biggest gold traders in Guyana. I say were because they were put under sanctions by the U.S. Treasury, OFAC sanctions, full sanctions under the Magnitsky Act. And on top of that, they've been getting broken down by their own PPP government now since they've been on sanctions. And so they were the biggest bankers and they were the biggest gold traders, but that has ended. They're under immense pressure now. They're facing an indictment in South Florida, federal court, for smuggling gold, amongst other things. Some of the stuff is sealed, so we do not know what else they're being accused of. They're currently in the middle of a huge fight over extradition. The United States State Department requested on behalf of the Southern District of Florida that the Mohammeds be extradited to the United States to face the charges that were brought against them by the grand jury in Miami, Florida. That has led, so the United States has done their part. They've put in the extradition order. That has led to an entire farcical set of events where the government in charge, the PPP, have been playing games mainly through their attorney general, non-law, Anil non-law. He's been sabotaging the process the entire time. He's been going on television every chance he gets to act like a clown, totally tainting not just the extradition process, but the actual criminal case in Miami. I've never seen in my life a government official act more retarded or unprofessional than the Guyanese attorney general. He should be brought up on charges, not for being corrupt, for being stupid, and for being a clown. Straight up. That's what's going on. They have an attorney general who has turned the entire extradition process into a clown show on purpose. It's on purpose. Okay. And he's trying to pretend like, oh, I'm just some third world guy. I'm just making mistakes because I'm just a stupid guy. He ain't stupid. He's been stealing law books and everything else for I don't know how long. He knows what he's doing. He's sabotaging the case. And the reason why he's sabotaging it.
And I would like the people to understand, this man in defending Mohamed with what he's saying, you know, this man in there ain't no shape nor form in defending Mohamed. This man is basically exposing Nandalal because Nandalal has been doing the amount of foolishness. So when I see the post, I can't remember his webpage where they put up saying that, oh, this man, he take pay from Mohamed. Yeah, I don't know anybody who talk about Mohamed, anybody who sanction anything about Mohamed, they're taking pay. They must say take pay too. But people with common sense would know this man in defending Mohamed, you know. This man talking how Nandalal showing persons with law education. We're not talking about the people in Guyana with us there on money, sport, gal, man, sex, drugs, drink. No. We are speaking about educated people who know what's going on with law, with what he talking about. Shout out to Miss Shelley Campbell. Thank you for the $20 super chat donation. It's right. So don't get it twisted. This man is basically shining a light upon or exposing Anil Nandalal with the foolishness we heed upon. Because remember, no, it's until the CCJ hearing this when we're not going to even say in the Guyanese eyesight, because most Guyanese people, most Guyanese national and persons who living in Guyana don't give a about the law in Guyana, about the judiciary laws in Guyana. When it comes to these things, that is very important. Because first when this man come on, this man, everybody thinking that them he talking against Mohamed, but he wasn't speaking against Mohamed, and though it might sound so, but he was enlightening with certain things. Letting you know that, yeah, they do have so in America for this man, Mohamed. But the thing is, what all we know is that wherever America, them say in Florida have for Mohamed, is not so heavy. It's something that could brush off. It's something that could rearrange. Because still we don't know if this what they're saying about Mohamed with the gold smuggling and the money laundering and all this thing, we doesn't know if these things are truth. Only thing persons could speak upon the Mohamed is back in the days with the killing and them thing. This is the only thing persons could come and talk about, you know. Persons especially who have a problem with the Mohamed or see in their own visual or their own likeness or in their own eyesight that Mohamed is some kind of demon. Otherwise than though, fast forward to this gold smuggling thing. This is who we talking about. The Americans doesn't want Mohamed like that so bad, even if he is in the file. And he being in the file could be because the Guyana government making that happen. Because you got to remember, no, Guyana got certain links with foreign, with the American them. But still the American can't act fool until Guyana, justice, judiciary, fix the whole situation with Mohamed, then they could say, well, all right, we can grab it. Because remember, he ain't do really nothing he ain't done nothing to America so harmly or so harshful for them to say, all right, we pin you as a Maduro. We pin you as a El Chapo, Fidel Castro. We pin you as these men. When you reach into these men dilemma, that is when you are very, very, right, vulnerable to be taken from Guyana. That's when you are very, very important in the American eyesight. That's why the ambassador get pulled up on, we should get pulled up from the American lawyer that is representing Guyana, saying that she need to stay out of this judiciary sanction proceeding, if you get where I'm coming from. She has no right to say nothing pertaining to that case. I want y'all to know what's going on. And it's just like we had the discussion. This liar would have never shown nothing at the ambassador, although he's an American. He want to show something at the ambassador if he know it was very deadly for his purpose as being a liar. It's something that is in the law that he could tell her that, yo, listen, you have no right to be sanctioning nothing when it comes to Mohamed and the extradition case. You're supposed to say, listen, from day one, yo, I don't know what's going on. We in there, Guyana got to deal with her. But she came, she said, oh, we could work around things and we could think around things and we could go under and go over. And then, weeks after, she come and say a next thing about taxpayer money extraditing Mr. Mohamed. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is why I said from the first instant, allegedly she sung like she got paid, allegedly from the government because she is working with the government. You understand? So all who got bad thinking, all who got bad suggestion and talks about Mohamed, y'all ain't got shit pon Mohamed. Whoever got to happen, got to go through the right procedure. And the CCJ are already skin up the PPP. The CCJ skin up the PPP within this realms, letting Nandalal know that you're a joke. That's why this Banner Asa Thomas could come and talk.
Is because many people, not just in Guyana, but in the United States, do not want the Mohammeds to have to be here in the United States giving over information they know to the authorities here about how that nation's elections were rigged. Okay? The current government who is in power now, they rigged the elections. Total rig job. Mm-hmm. With the help of Americans. That's right. And probably at the behest of Americans. So the Mohammeds have the receipts and they can blow.
Remember, guys, we're going up to that 11:30 hour. All right? 3-hour show tonight, definitely. Hope you guys are awake.
This whole thing wide open. It's not a joke rigging elections. It's not a joke. Mm-mm. Okay. And the people here that were involved.
Bro, And you're not telling no lie. Let me stick it up because we reasoning today. We reasoning tonight. We heard when the election was going on that the machine literally stick like 3 times. Persons were saying that that is knowable around these machine. Cause variously is not somebody who doesn't have proper knowledge with the machine that is conking the votes. Secondly, right? Brian Max was on the ground around when the vote, when was election, when all the votes then was cast, and the votes was being moved to be taken to the right place. We see Brian Max was out there saying, yo, are you contact Amanda or contact such a person, AP, and you contact Mohamed, because he must have done letting Mohamed know what's going on. But he was the man that was pushing saying, yo, I there on the ground seeing this container guy in a different place from where it's supposed to go. All these things we see. So it's not a coincidence whereby we coming out and say that the election was rigged. Persons was on the ground. We could remember they got the APNU. Officials was on the ground speaking about the ballot bags that was tampered with and seals was off and all this kind of thing, bro. So what was that? You could come and tell me that them had some kind of rigging inside of the election. Even if I'm not going to come out and say the PPP rigged the election, I'm not going to come out and say that blatantly. I'm going to say allegedly. But you tell me something with all of the photo and video that I was seeing the night after the election, whereby Brian Max was on the ground, AP and you people was on the ground displaying ballot boxes tampered with, and Brian Max was on the ground showing the container with the ballot boxes going in a different location than it's supposed to be. What more? What more does it have to take out to you to believe that we say that this thing was rigged, the election was rigged? Videos are there all now. Anybody typing election, Brian Max would see it. Anybody typing APNU election, they can see when these people went on the ground exposing what went going on, bro. And this is something always happening with this government in power. And I don't even give a blood fire, bro, because it's truth and right we talking about. Truth and right.
Involved in that? No, it's not a joke. All right. With that said, the reason why I believe this has gone sideways is because of something we call here in the United States the deep state. Okay. The deep state is essentially the government acting, people within our government grouping together secretly to form a shadow government that acts and behaves and does things that are above the law.
And the Guyanese government is using the same tactics as America. Real talk.
They cannot be prosecuted. And so what that's led to is, first of all, the secrecy is a problem. Because here's the thing. When you're an elected official of the United States, you swear an oath to the United States Constitution. That's what you work for, the Constitution.
Aye.
Okay.
That is just like when you are going to be a police officer. You have to swear in. You have to swear for lock up your mother. Let me say your cousin. Let me say your uncle or your father. And say the woman will push you out. You gotta be able to lock up your mother. You see how rough it is? So just imagine within the political realms, what really have to be done in order for you be there with certain political parties. Now, I'm not going to say all political parties are under the demon or devil worship settings, but some are. Real talk.
Nothing else. That's bottom line. Okay. But these deep state guys have made oaths to themselves, to their group, that supersedes their oath to the Constitution. So they should all be in prison, all of them in the deep state. But the reason why they can't go to jail is because most of them are within law enforcement. They're within our agencies, like our Department of Justice.
But you're lying, because all of we still wondering why Hickins hasn't resigned as yet. Why Hickins is still acting as commander of chief commander of the Guyana Police Force. Why? Come on. It don't take a school, it don't take a kindergarten child for know this. Anybody could know this. Is because they have Hickins under their wings. Hickins know everything and most of everything of the PPPC regime. Hickins is the man that they have to leave in there. Because why? Don't the Hickins look like he frightened if he come out to the Ghana Police Force? Something on empty. Because if you don't pass, you resign age. Why you still there in power? How you still there in power? How you still is the commissioner? Think. These band of them got people in place that is a puppet to them. So Hickins is a puppet to the PPP. You sight me? So obviously, what's gonna happen? You hear that Guyana Police Force is independent. That mean anything happening within the PPP can't come out there, won't come out there, ain't gonna come out there, because why Hickins gonna do so? Shloop, keep it inside. I bet us know what's going on with this place. This place sticky. Guyana, look, I tell you this, I don't care. I still going back home. I still love me country. I never gonna diss me country or talk bad about me country. But people for open their fucking eye and see what's going on.
CIA, NSA, FBI, and they're all in there secretly. And so how does it, I've always wondered, and I have some experience now after dealing with some of these guys here. I've always wondered, well, how do they keep their secret so tight? Like, how can you have so many people keeping such a huge secret and working in concert like the way that they do? And the hint, the way the way that they group together and the way that this happens, you can look at some rappers, for example. I won't name any names, but they like to throw up hand signs and they like to brag that they're in the Illuminati. Okay. That's how the deep state, that's how they stay together. These people have made oaths to secret societies, the Illuminati, different Mason organizations, you name it. Okay. And when they make these oaths, these are blood oaths. And the way they get into these groups is not simply, yeah, I agree with what you guys are doing. They sacrifice people to get into these groups. Innocent people, preferably. In other words, in order to get into the deep state in the United States, not only do you have to be a high-level government official, but you have to be willing to put to death or take away from this planet an innocent person who may be living a righteous life, doing the right thing, but is giving problems to these secret organizations. And so to get in, they have to sacrifice innocent people in their lives, throw them in jail for things they did not do, go after their spouses, go after their finances, go after their jobs. This is what they have to do to get into it, right? And then once they're in, once they've paid the price of blood to get in, and once they've made this secret oath that supersedes their oath to the Constitution, now they really go crazy. Now they use the government itself against the entire world on behalf of their secret clique, deep state bullshit. All right. The reason why I might sound a little bit mad is because I'm sick and tired of them. Yeah, they have run amok. They have run amok, and they're running amok in Guyana right now. All right. That's the reality. That's why this stuff makes no sense. That's why it seems like what's happening now is can't be stopped. That's why it seems like this is going to go on and on and on forever, because they are literally acting above the law through their little side oaths with their little secret Mason lodges, their Illuminati groups, whatever you want to call it. That's what they're doing. Okay. Now, the other way that they get these guys in there. So here's what happens. The reason why they force a sacrifice to get into their little club is because they use that as blackmail against the person who's come into the deep state. So what happens is a government official abuses their power. They throw someone in jail who's innocent. They murder someone who's innocent. And now the Illuminati or the Mason group, now they have proof that this government official broke the law and murdered someone. And with that evidence, that's how they get into the club, because now they can blackmail them. Now they can trust them. And if you don't do something like that, then you can't get in.
This is how it go. This is how it go. You hear the man say? And this is why I'm proud of myself that I could beat myself on my chest. Nobody. Not a buy. Number one, I don't like mix and meddle with people. So in order, if I got to mix and I got to hear that, in order fight, this is the same problem I got with people. Because I got human beings that don't be in sacrificial settings is be like actually these sacrificial settlements. Here how it is go. If you're wearing Balenciaga, you can't be wrong them. If you're wearing Gucci and them thing, you can't be wrong them. You got for showing that how you selling your soul to these name brand clothes, or else you can't be wrong them. Why you think me got friends? Why you think me got friends? Because from I see this the type of life where you live in, and in order for I for be dwell into your organization, I have to sell me soul. I have to kill somebody because why? Think about it. Why you have to do these things? Because they have to get some kind of holding on you. You see what's going on? That's why I can't, I totally different. I don't want mix up in nothing. I always want to be a leader. I want to get my own firm, my own community, my own business, my own show, my own people, what I talking to. I've been there already, whereby that was the entrance fee. And I said, what? I mean, I good. I good. You know, a lot of people could do that. There's not a lot of people despise. And let me tell you something, right? Despite, so like I keep saying, I was born in Tiger Bay. Yeah, my father was a drugs man or whatever, but still, my mother grew me, and my mother teach me. She teach me to love and show respect. She teach me to acknowledge when you're wrong. She teach me to do not sell me soul. Because she always pray and said, oh, what gain a man? Or whatever me say, whatever gain the world and use your own and use your soul. What prefer a man to gain the world and lose his soul? When my mother used to tell me that all the time, I was like, what? And I get big for understand what she mean by that. Although she was telling me the meaning, but I was still young to understand. What does it prefer a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Not me. Me freaking for nothing by. I being wrong millionaire will left me in the house with millions and come back and meet them millions because I look at their money and I said, they can't even move me. I look at them money and I say, you know something, fire? I want to get money like that. And buy the hooks or the crooks. Legally, I'm going to get that money. This is why I say. That's why nobody in Guyana, they ain't got no, listen me, man, nobody could try style me and say, oh, the one fire feeling rob me, the one fire feeling con me, the one fire feeling scam me. Not me. I don't play them game. Yeah, Shelly, a lot of them will sell them soul faith. A lot of them. Because why? Them freaking for money, them freaking for asset, them freaking for necessities. When you dead, none of these things. And this is the main point that my mother teach me. She said, when you dead, none of these things you don't carry with you. And I always used to think that, oh, you must be carrying these things with you when you're going. Until my mother really show me life and say, listen, when you dead, all the expensive car you're buying, all the big mansion where you got, all the women them, all of them is not coming with you. You going by yourself. And I sit down and I said to myself, I said, well, so what sense the make? What sense the make? I fighting up with me spirit and me body and me flesh, forget these things. And then when I did, these things can't come with me. Then it struck me like light. Then I said, fire you there upon stroke. But that's why it's up and open. Why? But with your mother saying, it didn't connect right away, you know, until when I grow as a man into an adult. And then life starts showing its face. And I say, well, this is what mommy tell me by. This is what mommy went talking about because I got an inner man with me. Cell soul, Illuminati, blood sacrifice, not me. Not me at all.
Because every single person in the deep state has something on them to make everyone trust them. Something terrible, something horrible. Okay? This is why you hear rumors about children being sacrificed, about pedophilia. This is why. Because whatever they do to get into the deep state, it has to be so bad that if it came out, their whole life would be destroyed. That's the only way these guys can stick together. That's the only way they...
So why I want to be with these guys? Why do I want to be a part of these guys? But then I sit down to myself and this when I sit down to myself and say, viewers and subscribers, that everybody is not like you, Fire. They're going to got people that came up in the same realms like you, but is not like you. For instance, what I'm saying, I born in Tiger Bay. I never born with ghosts in my mouth. But when I get big, I was elevated to work hard to get us ghosts in my mouth. You see, them, hear how them things work. Them never born with ghosts in their mouth, but when they get big, they get influenced by persons telling them that, hey, what's going on? In order for you to be rich, in order for you to drive these expensive cars and these things, you got to sell your soul. Listen, don't think it's nothing. You killing yourself. All you got to do is just pinpoint somebody who you don't like. Like the man said, normal life, normal living, but they got their messed up ways. And this with every human being. Nobody ain't perfect. But how the devil is work is different. So they will gravitate upon somebody for sell their soul. Me? I don't even want to kill a man, but the only way killing a man is if you violate me daughter. I gonna want to kill you. Me son, me wife, me family. Or me. Or my money. I might want to do it for truth because you're coming around me daughter funny with stupidness. As a little baby, I gonna want to kill you. My son, same thing. My wife, although she's a big woman and I find out you want, yeah. My loved ones, yeah. This is the only way I feel like I would want to do somebody something is if I feel threatened. Otherwise, under me want to take nobody life for drive no car or drive no or wear expensive clothes. What the hell is the? Where's the?
can band together. They don't actually like each other. They don't actually agree with each other. They hate each other. From what I found, I've met a bunch of them.
Right.
They don't like each other. But they're bound because they're all being blackmailed, because they all did horrible things to get into the organization. And so this is an evil stain on the earth right now. It's horrendous. It's out of control. And it's basically anyone who tries to enter an elite status within the media, within the tech world, within politics, they all have to get faced with the choice. Will you join up with the deep state?
You see that? Pause it there again. Now, this is the same thing I went telling y'all. Same thing. Listen what I'm saying. Sometimes Mohamed see all of these things, and say, something by me, then this by I worship a God. Although he's Muslim, I worship in a God whereby is loving, caring, and life-keeping. Sometimes this man, this is what I keep saying. Sometimes this man, they see all of these things. The killing, this and they growing up. Yo, I don't want to be a part of this. But we understand that a parent don't fault in life, exposure in life lies on their child. That's why I keep saying, Yaku said Mohammed's. That's their title. That don't mean Azruddin Mohammed went within the killing, went within the murdering or whatever you want to say. Sometimes this man say, yo, you know something? This is not me. Everybody got a right for change. Everybody got a time. And a time and a moment when them look into themselves and say, you know something? This is not me, I don't want to. I told you already my father was a drug dealer. And I'm not afraid to say it 1,000,000 times on my show. I'm bringing awareness to show you that me didn't go down the road. I said no. I said no to that. But they ain't got a lot of kids that growing up. They got a lot of kids that don't take influence by their family, their mother, their father. Like I was talking to a friend the other day, some story they got on Facebook whereby a child telling the next child that he don't belong here. And the child born in America, but the child is a Korean. And the next child telling that, you need to go back to where you were born. The youth man turned and said, we really saying I was born in America, I'm an American. Yeah, my parents is from a next country, but I was born in America. So that simply means I'm an American. The boy crying, reading the comments, I'm saying that, it either got to be that the child would tell he that, he needs to go back to his country and he's not from America, is that he hearing from his parents. Because it's the only way a child going to talk to a next child is with them hearing from them parents. So basically, he hear his parents is just saying, he end up saying it to one of his friend or one of his school mate, classmate, sorry. That you're not, you need to be, you need to go. The youth man crying because the youth man want to know what's really going on. How this youth man telling me that how me supposed to be, days were going on. So guess what's going on? It lies within the chain when I'm coming back to Mohamed, coming back to me. I never take, I had conscious people upon my side. I had conscious people who is me mother and father. So they never teach me that, but I could understand as a child who don't have common sense, listening to his parents, they're going to pick up what their parents is saying and what they are doing. And this is what's going on with it. This is what I'm saying. Nobody is saying, okay, this man, all right, his family must be went in, wherever, but he decide for don't go down the road. You see some of y'all, and you see most of y'all always calling upon the show, imperfect, by 100, but y'all is quick for come and tear down Mohamed and talk about what Mohamed did and his family doing all them things. This is why I big up Madonna when she said to who threw the first stone. Because enough of we living in glass house. But we quick for throw a stone to our next man glass house. And kind of like if we righteous and we real.
With these secret societies? Or will you try to fend for yourself on your own, knowing that these guys are above the law and they're going to come for you now that you told them no? There's this saying in the United States, silver or lead. They offer you silver first, and if you reject it, they give you lead next. Well, bullets are made of lead. That's the deal. So you either take the bribe in silver or you take the bullet to the head. That's how they roll. And so everyone who's faced with that, who's trying to make it into these elite sectors in society, they're faced with, do I take the silver or do I take the lead? And almost everyone.
It's like Matrix. It's like Matrix. Not for y'all will watch Matrix. You understand? When the bald head guy, I forget his real name. You understand? Present the red pill and the blue pill. Right? Is it red or green or red and blue? Something but red and something. The red pill keep you in the delusional world. But the blue pill or the red pill, whatever is it, in Matrix, you understand, highlight the illusional world to what it really is. That's how Matrix, the star for the show now, end up know what's going on and see what's going on and could conquer what's going on. And it come back to what this man is saying. It come back to what he is saying. You understand? Listen.
Make it into these elite sectors in society. They're faced with, do I take the silver or do I take the lead?
Yes, right, man. Is either you take the silver or it's the same thing, bro. Bro, you don't know until you meet in this situation, you know. And then you're like, what? This is what's going on in this place?
And almost everyone takes the silver, okay? Because the people who took the lead, they're not here anymore. Sorry. That's how it works. So that's what we're running into when it comes to the Mohammeds in Guyana, is the PPP government. And for those who do not know, the PPP is a political organization in Guyana. It's the ruling party in Guyana. They are working with shadowy individuals in the United States. Some people call them lobbyists. Some people call them, I won't name any names, but they're working with a lot of shadowy people who are not publicly showing everyone what they're doing in Guyana. Americans. Okay, they're working with these Americans. And these Americans are a part of the deep state. And so these Americans have all taken the blood oath to get into the group. They've all made some sacrifice. They're all being blackmailed. Period. That's what's happening. And so the PPP, they are partnering with these Americans who are not going by the United States Constitution. They're not. They've broken that oath. These are criminals. Even though they still hold office right now, even though these are upstanding officials, the reality is they've broken their oath secretly.
Yeah.
And they're working on behalf of the deep state. They're blackmailed and they're doing every evil thing under the sun. All right. That's who the PPP is working with in part. Not everyone, not every American the PPP is working with deep state. No, there's just a handful. There aren't that many, actually. Most Americans aren't even aware of this. Even the ones in the State Department on the ground, they don't know about this world. They've never been approached by the deep state. They've never been faced with the silver or lead choice. A lot of them, they're actually doing their jobs. They're actually abiding by the Constitution they swore by. They swore an allegiance to. That's most of the Americans. But the problem is, it's this little handful of deep state people who are causing all of the havoc. And the havoc is surrounding the Mohammeds. And the reason why it's surrounding the Mohammeds is because the deep state was involved with rigging the election in Guyana in 2020. All right. They were probably involved in rigging the election this time around as well. But the key is that the Mohammeds had a hand in that rigging of the election in 2020. And if you look back, you'll see that we in America had government officials going out of script, forcing the PPP into power in Guyana. They forced it. Now, I'm not saying the PPP wouldn't have won fair and square, but what I'm saying is there was outside influence to force the PPP into office, and the people who did that are deep state people. They made the oath. They broke their government oath, and they joined these secret society people. That's what they did. And now they are stuck They have to continue to push criminality, law breaking, because once you join a group, once you're in a deep state and you're above the law, you can't ever abide by the law. So everything they're doing with the government of Guyana is totally corrupt. It's all to hurt the people of Guyana. It's all to hurt the people of America. That's what's going on. It's a really, really, really bad situation. It's horrible. And so I'm exposing it. I'm exposing it because it's time. It's time people realize in Guyana, if you guys in the PPP did not know, these dudes from the United States who are claiming they're your friends, they're deep state. They've taken an oath to something that you don't know about. And they're doing things to hurt your country. Now you know, if you didn't know. If you didn't know, now you know. For those in the State Department, for those in our government who are working and doing the right thing in places like Guyana, now you know the deep state is playing around behind your back. They're manipulating you. Wake up. There's too much at stake. It's too serious what's happening right now. That's why I'm speaking. If this was normal times, I wouldn't say anything, but this is way too serious, way too serious. And so I'm convinced that the deep state has their hands on this extradition process because they don't want to be exposed for their hand in rigging elections in Guyana, but they need to be exposed. It's time. Stop playing games. Now, unfortunately for them, they've got me there. And I've been down covering Guyana now since 2009. And yes, a lot of my work has bumped up against deep state individuals. And they've bumped up against me back. Fine. It hasn't been easy on my end. Fine. It hasn't been easy for them either. And it's damn sure isn't easy for them now. It's getting hot and I'm bringing the heat and I don't care because I'm not going to allow my kids
I hear the man see bringing the heat
to have to live in a hellhole of a world because these jerk-offs, these greedy, murdering jerk-offs are playing games for money or for fame or whatever the hell they're doing. They're stupid. Period. But I'm not going to allow my kids to have to suffer under that. I'm going to stand up. And in doing that, I'm standing up for the people of Guyana as well. Now, there are a lot of people in Guyana who doubt what I do and what I say. There are people who have accused me of taking money from the PPP. There are people who have accused me of taking money from the Mohammeds. Whatever, all right? People have accused me of being a CIA agent. Whatever you want to say, there's been a lot of accusations. I am me on my own working this. And I've been doing it on my own since going back to 2009. The reason why I've done it on my own is because I saw early on that there was so much corruption that if I didn't do it on my own, I'd get ensnared into it. All right. And so there are people here who are working with Americans here who are within the CIA. They're in the FBI. They're in the State Department. They talk to them. There are people, Guyanese people, diaspora and Guyanese people in Guyana who think because these people are U.S. government officials that they are doing the right thing by everyone. The people they're speaking to are deep state. They have secretly broken their oath to the Constitution, and they've secretly joined this separate deep state group, even though they're continuing to keep their job, whether it's in the FBI, CIA, or whatever. Their true allegiance is to their secret society, their deep state group. And so you have people from Guyana in America and in Guyana who don't know this. They think, oh, I'm talking to this important American. He's Mr. So-so-so. And so, of course, that means everything he sells is the truth. Wrong. You're being manipulated. And so that's why you'll see people in Guyana or outside Guyana who think they know me try to accuse me of getting paid by the PPP over and over again because they're being manipulated by their American handlers in the deep state. They just don't know. They don't know. That's how deep this is. That's how crazy it is. So I'm going to continue.
Phone lines are open, guys. I see the phone lines ringing.
To stand in the breach here. I'm going to continue to tell the truth about what's happening, even though people don't want it to be said. I'm going to continue to do it because I don't want to see the people of Guyana.
Yeah, my boy. What's going on? Good night.
Blessed day to you, my brother. Blessings and blessings. It's the weekend.
Yeah,
and thank
man.
God it's Friday, bro. Thank God it's Friday. Blessed day to you and the family, bro. Blessings to all kings and queens, bro. With brains, of course, though. A lot of people just call themselves a king and queen, but some of them, the children don't even respect them. And that's facts. Bang! Like, I'm just enjoying this video, bro, you know? Rest in peace to Adriana, you know? Adriana, girl, you and God understand me? Yeah, strike them with judgment. Bang! Understand? But I watching this, man, and I just enjoying this and laughing, and I was enjoying your intake on it too, right? But you see with this guy stressing on people in Guyana saying that PPP pay, Mohamed pay, this body pay. This is the level of ignorance that some people has come to this station with, and some people is be talking, brother. It's like if you talking reality about racism and you still gotta be stressing it. Oh, I ain't talking about racism. I ain't talking about racism. I ain't racist. Just because you're talking the truth, you know. The truth, you know. The truth, you know. This man talking the truth. An educated man. All right, I stupid, you stupid. Because we saying me, you saying it since last year and years. It's just that educated people saying it now, brother. Educated people that got degrees, just like these stiff-necked fools is talking about, that got degrees. These is people that this is the job. This is the job. And he still have to stress to some of you stiff-necked fools. Where's the problem? The time we take, understand me, for run wrong like chicky heads and pick out names and this, that, is the government again, and we gotta get rid of. What part of that people can't understand? Which part of that you can't understand? Which school you have to go back to learn that? This game that we playing in Guyana, it has nothing to do with the history of Guyana. What part that y'all can't understand? The history of Guyana and the past of Guyana can't change now. Is the future of Guyana got to change this? And if the elder people in Guyana don't get this chicken head together with the future of Guyana for get rid of this problem, we would never get rid of this problem. You hear what this man say? You hear this man now say? The reason why he doing this, because this is a very big problem creating within the future, and people can't understand that. But you know what it is with Guyanese? It's not about money, you know. It's the lack of education, bro. And when I say the lack of education, I mean school education, going to school and read and write for integrate within the system for turn a police or fireman or a doctor. This I talk about simple common sense. For learn yourself something, B. If you go to school for learn everything in life, you're a fool. At least 20%, 30% depends on your capacity. You're supposed to learn yourself things in life, bro. Just like you telling people the other day, in order to be a man, you're going to know certain things. No woman should become and telling you how to be a man. You should know if to change your spare tire. You should know if to do certain things around the house as a man. In your brains alone, you don't got good no way for learn that. And with this man just sitting here and telling you all, this is what happened in Guyana. And some of y'all still got the audacity for talk different. And y'all can't see it. Me and you seen it long fire. You mean for tell me, you, Madonna, Albert, Shelley. Oh Lord, I could keep going on. All of us are wrong. All of us are stupid. We are uneducated. We don't know name of Guyana. We left Guyana however long. You mean for tell me nobody in Guyana can see that the government of Guyana is a problem, the constitution in Guyana is a problem, the laws in Guyana is a problem, everything in Guyana is a problem. And black people can keep suffering if they don't wake up. And the Indians, it now coming on to y'all. Just like how the white people now start suffering over here. They're complaining about rent, they're complaining about this, they're complaining about that. But we black people, we don't adjust to everything. Especially the ones with brains.
Bang.
But Guyanese, come on, Guyanese, we expect better from y'all. You mean for tell me y'all got really, really and truly, as Bob Marley words say, y'all really got suffer for understand? As Bob Marley say, only feel who feels it knows it. Y'all really got feel the love for understand? You mean for tell me I used to stupid? But I tell you say, you see the way the next election come. If this guy and we and other people that talking to y'all and y'all don't get this information in whatever platform y'all on, and y'all got cell phones in y'all hands and y'all don't get this information by next election, because here common sense, you know, even if PPP thief the next election, it's impossible for 90% of Guyana did not vote for PPP and the thief election. How could you get that do? That's like you went buy a car, but you thief in the whole car and everybody know that in your car. But if you put money in the car now, and the car now got big problems, and you thief the whole car, well then everybody can be running about like chicken heads. It's a common sense, and it can make so much definition. Mama tell you, I say, if the next election win by PPP, something literally wrong with y'all as Guyanese be.
Yeah, man.
Real thing. And I believe it's your lack of education be, because we as the black diaspora that come to these first class countries, is not money that's make we like this, brother. It's knowing we self, is the education that we grasp, understand me, and harnessing we self as a position that we know the level we at. If y'all don't know where y'all at, y'all would never know where y'all going. Bang!
Being abused by these sickos over here. All right? Period. And I'm not trying to over exaggerate, but I put everything on the line to prevent that from happening. I won't let it happen. I'm standing in the way. And so that's why I'm doing the live. That's why I do my posts. And I don't care if people believe me or not. It doesn't matter. I'm doing what I have to do for my own conscience. That's what it comes down to. It's my conscience. So if you want to come up against me and you want to fight with me, that's fine. Just understand that you're fighting against someone who is being honest, who's telling the truth, and who is standing on truth and conscience and with God, because that's who's carried me through. That's why I'm a man of God. I'm a faithful man. I'm a father, but I walk with God, and my work I do with God. And that's who I put my life in his hands. And yes, if you want to know which God, the God of all, the creator of all, the father of Yahshua. That's right. The God of Abraham, David. If you want to know specifically, that's how I roll. I'm not in a secret society. I'm not in the CIA. I'm a man of faith. And I just happen to have been reporting on this part of the world for a very long time. And my reporting deals with uncovering corruption. And that has led to me coming button heads with satanic groups. At the end of the day, the deep state is a satanic group. Don't let them tell you otherwise. They know it. That's why they're always hiding in the dark. That's why they break oaths and don't tell anybody. They're evil. They're putrid. They're pieces of crap. They're not good people. They may have titles. They may have wealth. They may have power, but they are truly, truly bad people who are never to be trusted. Period. There's no other way to put it. So if you guys want to understand why everything is so crazy in the region. It's because these deep state guys keep jumping and getting their hands into everything. So you're going to see when Trump goes in on Cuba, these deep state guys are going to try to undo that. What they want is carte blanche, drugs everywhere, rape and murder and chaos, because that's how they increase their power and their wealth. They don't increase power and wealth through peace, harmony, everyone getting together. They lose out when it's like that. They need chaos. They need murder. They need blood in the streets. This is who they are. I hate to say it, but that's what's going on. And that's what's making everything so complicated, because these jerk-offs are in our government, and they're liars and they're cheaters, and they're very smart and very slick and very powerful. They're very hard to deal with. I've been dealing with them for a long time. I'm going to continue with it my entire life, basically. I just told someone the other day, I'm never going to retire. I'm going to work every day of my life for as long as I live. I will never retire. I'm on a mission. Now y'all know. That's what's going on. So you guys can continue to claim I'm getting paid by whatever. I'm not. I'm not. Money isn't worth this. There's no amount of money you can pay me. Who cares about that? Who cares about that? What matters is that we all can live in peace and in prosperity that we earn, because we're all working hard. We're all following the rules. We're all busting our behinds, doing everything we can do for ourselves, for our families, for our communities, for our nations. And these evil pieces of crap are coming in and they're undoing it all. I'm sick of it. So that's what's happening with the Mohamed situation. That's why it's so out of control, because there's manipulation here, and it's from the American side, and it's the deep state. So I take tips, guys. If you guys have seen things, let me know. I go after it. I'm probably the only guy who does, but I go after it, and I'm letting everyone know what's going on so that even the PPP can get their shit straight and start running their nation right instead of playing games with these jerk-offs over here. All right? So I'm sorry for being upset. I'm sorry for dropping it like this, but I've been accused so many times of taking money from everybody down there, and I haven't taken a penny ever. And I will never take a penny. This is too important. So with that said, thanks again for joining me on the off-ramp, guys. I appreciate it. I'll be on all day long, and you guys can see me on Facebook and whatever other platform I'll be around if you want to reach me. I am here to talk. I'm here to communicate. But let's try to work together. Let's all work together. You don't have to be a somebody to make a difference. You don't. All you have to do is take your own skills, apply them with love, work with others, and go after objectives that impact your communities. Don't worry about the national level. Focus on your communities. Group together, work together of like mind. That's the key.
You know what I mean? Yeah, man, that's it. We take 2 calls and we out here, so. Yeah, my brother. What's up?
Lord have mercy, brother. Thank you very much for that, my brother. Thank you very much for that, Leanne. That was food for my brains, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Food. You know what's food, big man? That I applied what he said even to myself, what he now say, brother. And this is what it's called learning. Understand? You know, I go school for learn, big man. In this time with social media and with AI, big man, and the phones in your hand, big man. Even if you's a dunce that come out of school, you supposed to educate yourself with your phone, B, but you don't even gotta read no book. With this man saying alone, if you don't have the common sense to understand this man, Lord of mercy, Lord of mercy, Leon. We as black people, big man, you see Rastaman, and you showed it that Rastaman said we doomed by. I would never forget that, I would never forget that video. It's certain things that you do on this station, my brother, that I would never forget, bro. Like, I love your realness, I love your realness. You really don't know what you do like with this video, brother. This video touched me. I would just pray that it touch everybody else that see it, especially if you're black, B. And even if you're black and you're in Guyana and you're watching it, I hope you got some sense to understand that we people. And if Guyana build nice, it's all we gonna enjoy it, B. All the Indians nor the blacks can't enjoy it by themselves. All we gonna enjoy it, B. So when all the bridges built the right way, you know how much bridges we supposed to get in Guyana? We's land of water. Land of water. You know how much rivers we got? We supposed to got so much bridges going all over, by. We supposed to enjoy so much things, brother. And these men getting all this money for, as this man say, as a great man say, big man, the man say when he get to understand that stocking up this money is just to pass it on to somebody, he stop chasing behind it and stop being a competition in this game. And some people they got really live life for really understand or be. Black people, Lord of mercy, be. I wake up now. I would like to see we live nice before I dead, bye. I would really live like this.
Yeah, good night.
Blessed Friday night. So let me catch it. They're listening all the time, though. You are in today's society, right? You don't gotta know for read and write, Because if you can't read, you have audio book, which you could put on and listen to. You have the internet, like the guy here, where you just play there. You just gotta, that's what I say. A lot of these young cats need to start logging into channels, platform like your own, bro. A lot of these young guys need. That's how you educate yourself. You don't have to go in school. You don't. You see? If you tell people that dunce in spelling and understanding words, you have audio book in the time.
As a protocol and a flapping inspire what you talking about right now, because I wasn't no big reader, but guess what? Stay up on the internet, pick like a foul, pick, and look why they're today. You know what I mean? So real thing what you're saying, bro. Real thing. Yeah.
Self-education is the key.
Yeah.
Self-education. What you learn, school is at next level.
Yes.
But if you go to school and you hear that for taking, for understand A is A, THE is big, BIG is big. If you don't know them words when you're seeing it, right now in today's world, you could listen to the words.
Real talk. This would get.
You ain't got to know how to spell big, Once you know the word big, when you hear it, when you're listening on the audio, you're going to know what they're saying. That's how easy this thing is, bro. When you know, you have to get inspired by the Most High because of the leverage of the work now you take on and you're doing. And every day go by, the Lord is going to inspire you more. You're going to open your mind more towards an understanding, bro. Because He's going to bring you so far and left you. You get more to go because He's going to guide you, bro. Keep on doing this good work. So when we lifestyle Samuel, we come with happy birthday Samuel. Come on this platform and all who delight us now, like Madonna and them, Shelly and all them. Bro, even if I know you know, but you ain't really know, you know, what you do to us. What you just do. Yo, I just get up,
Respect.
just
Yeah,
as
man.
soon as I get up, I turn on the TV and take him for your channel in the morning.
Yeah.
All right, I did listening,
Wow.
man. Have a blessed one.
We take two more calls again in my bed, boy. I got the back here. Don't know. Good night.
Yeah, fire.
Yes,
Good
sir.
night, brother. Good night to you and your family, you know what I mean? All the loyal listeners, them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
Talking about Tom Anderson, bro, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people pay attention to Tom Anderson. See, Tom Anderson write a book called Gold Bar that landed a U.S. senator in jail.
Wow.
You know what I mean? See, some people might just see for tonight or who I will see before. If you follow me, right? He's getting email about everything when he drops something, buddy. His work for the watchdog of Washington. He don't pick side with Republican and Democrat. You know what I mean? Whatever dirt you got on you when you do your research is be out there.
Sight up.
You know what I mean? There's a realist. You just put on up on the screen, G.
Real
And you been putting it on, not the first time you put it on, you know what I mean?
No, real tell you know what's going on. Yeah,
You know what I mean? I telling you, buddy. Thomas Anderson is a real journalist, researchers that actually work for the last watchdog of Washington. Out of Florida, there's we live. But he used to be done working in the White House. You know what I mean? For dig up dirt on dirty politicians, and whether you're Republican or Democrat, because you don't know America run. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, man, real thing.
when you play the video just now, we said if people go back to Goldback Bar, you're going to see the things the Goldback Bar do. That land in jail. You know what I mean? This is the book call. We release the book we release the other day. After the investigation done and the senator gets sentenced, buddy. You know what I mean?
Real thing.
So when people watch it, people say like taking pay. He don't take pay. You know what I mean? He's a realist.
He look like a man with from since I watching you, he said, nah, this man won't take pay, bye.
Or you guys get all the emails when the man drop reports and everything. You know what I'm saying? I can send you with this man drop G, but it's just that he don't do video, a lot of videos, you know what I mean?
Okay, sight.
You know what I mean? But he send out all the emails that he's get when he drops something, door from people is coming, G. All you got is click on it and read it. You know what I mean?
Real talk, I.
And yeah, I tell you, buddy, people in, remember tell you that the people in Ghana need to wake up, buddy. I know the world we live in, body is upside down, body. People get brain and they walking upon it, body. It's like the brain and their feet, body. You know what I mean? And when I tell them these things, they feel mad. Like I asked one of them the other day, who tell me, you want to be a hero? And I was like, you ever say you live in hero? And he was like, no. I said, go there's wait till you're there and let's get a medal and call you a hero. You know what I mean? Never seen no living hero. You know what I'm saying? Right around, G.
Real thing what you're saying, bro?
People got to wake up, buddy. If we don't wake up, buddy, and I tell him, like, me really dealing with it on a racist level, because, like I tell you already, me always Indian, me a man's a black man, you know what I mean?
Aye.
So I deal with it straight. All people got to wake up, all race, all ethnic race in the world need to wake up, you know what I mean? And stand for what's right, and right is right and wrong is wrong. You know what I mean? What did me 2 cents though? You know what I mean? I can't forget you. Yeah, man. I think you're listening.
Yes, I. Tafari, big up yourself. Shout out to everybody that tried in. Everybody that check in tonight, this is probably going to pull the curtains down. You understand? You know it goes already. Was going to 11:30, but you don't know what's up. It is what it is. We're going to be back here tomorrow on Fire Feeling Clip. I'm tired. I may even get for sleep today. So I'm going to definitely catch my bed. It was a pleasure here with you guys. You know how the code go already. You know how the vibe. Nice night tonight. Peace and love. Do have a blessed night. You understand? Stay safe. Remember tomorrow, we dep on Fire Feeling Clips TV. Tomorrow night. Tomorrow and tomorrow night. Because I think I'm going to drop a live in the day. And I'm going to drop a live tomorrow night. Right? I'm not telling you that I record time. But I will go live tomorrow On Fire Feeling Clips TV. And then tomorrow night, we got some more stuff that we're going to deal with. I ain't got no way for go tomorrow. So you don't know what's up. I'm home. I will be with you guys. Stay safe, stay blessed, and stay humble. Until tomorrow, I'm out. Gonna catch my rest. I'm back with y'all. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Everybody, whether you're in the chat, out the chat, whether you're a member or you're not a member, I love you and I love you and I love you. Stay safe, stay blessed. We out. Yeah, man.